And now we'll hear the trade secrets from Darryn Parkinson and Sharon Hamilton from your abode in Avalon on Sydney's northern beaches. The business is best described as a middle ground between an architect and a builder, where the combination of the skills of design and construction are used to create modern, green Australian homes and renovations. Firstly, Darryn, you say that for too long we've been building the wrong way. Can you explain what you mean by that?
For too long we've been building houses in Australia with very little consideration for the orientation and the overall environment, and with very little consideration for occupant comfort and health in the products and materials that are used when we build.
So how should we be building?
Part of the building actually needs to become a change in mindset in the occupants. Many people seem to think that if you get a sustainable or eco-friendly house, then it will actually compensate for bad habits in the house. However, if you still use excessive energy in your house, you will still get high bills even if you have a sustainable house. So it actually involves a change in mindset for people to actually see the resources, such as water and energy, as something to conserve.
Now, Look Home readers and viewers are familiar with the importance of good site orientation, ventilation, passive solar design and the like. In the context of a renovation, orientation's not something that you can do a great deal about. So for renovators, Darryn, what are the top things they should be focusing on and when they're designing and building?
The top things I believe people should be looking at is energy and water efficiency. So people should be looking for things such as Wells logos that indicate 4-star water efficiency, sustainability of materials choices. So people should be looking for things such as the FSC logo for sustainable timbers, and people should be using healthy products in their house, so it improves the occupant health. You know, natural paints that have no VOCs or no chemical compounds in them.
Now, what are some examples of sustainable design features or building products you've used that are not what we would expect?
Some of the products that we've used, and a product I really feel is of huge benefit, particularly to renovators, is we use an air transfer system that essentially ducts air from a room in your house that you would be heating, such as a lounge or living area, or you might have a fire, and when that room actually heats up and gets very warm, a simple ducted system will duct hot air from that room to other rooms in the house, therefore warming more rooms with the same heat source. So that's a very good system that renovators can deal with. Concrete has a lot of high embodied energy, and so in using a product that has less embodied energy, such as some of the concrete products that have fly ash to actually replace the cement content, what that does is reduces the embodied energy of that and actually uses a byproduct from blast furnaces, which is fly ash, turns it into a resource that we can use in concrete. And most people would be aware, particularly with older houses, the problems of turning on a hot tap and waiting for the hot water to turn up. It obviously wastes a lot of energy and water in the process. So a number of manufacturers have got little recirculation systems that will take the cold water that's at that tap, send it back to your hot water system, and then when you turn your hot tap on, you instantly get hot water, so it conserves your energy and water.
Great suggestions. Thanks. Now to you, Sharon. You work with the interior of the home and you say that the quality of indoor air is up to 5 times worse than the outdoor air. Why does that matter?
Well, it matters because we spend up to about 90% of our time indoors. And what can cause that indoor air to be worse than the outdoor air is the build-up of VOCs in our homes that we've brought in from products and materials when we're renovating or building. These VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, are actually linked to things, something called sick building syndrome, which can come out in symptoms of eye irritation, skin allergies, rashes, even linked to asthma and other allergies in children. So what you need to do is look for something that's got a healthier product and material when you bring it into your home and try to improve the indoor air quality.
So what makes a product more or less healthy and how do you assess them?
Well, really, again, you're looking at what are the VOCs in the products and materials you bring into your home. If you can smell it, for instance, for paint is a very good example, the smell that you get from paint is actually the VOC off-gassing into the room as the paint dries. So you look for products and materials where manufacturers have reduced or eliminated the harmful substances out of the products and materials. And what we do is look at look at what the manufacturers say about their products, but we also do our own research to assess whether it's a healthy product or not.
So what alternatives are there to the manufactured product? So let's, for example, take a kitchen. What's your ideal green kitchen, Sharon?
Well, I guess the first thing would be to eliminate formaldehyde out of your cabinetry. So this is low formaldehyde MDF or plywood. I would be looking at using a very high recycled content material benchtop, such as Quarella or something like that. Also looking at the flooring, you would probably look at something recycled timber, or alternatively you could look at linoleum as a replacement for vinyl sheeting.
And using all those sorts of things, is that more costly?
Well, we'd also be looking at appliances as well. So you look at high energy efficient appliances and water efficient appliances. So when you're looking at those things, yes, they are slightly more expensive, but in the longer term you recover that from energy and water savings.
Okay. And Darryn, what about the whole renovation? How much more is it to use these products and go down the green path?
Based on my own research, I believe that there's a premium of somewhere around maybe 2 to 5% on the cost of a non-green renovation, and ultimately that's a fairly low percentage if you amortise that across somebody's mortgage repayments.
Thanks to Sharon and Darryn. Now you'll join us for the panel with Michael in just a minute, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions from our viewers.